All right, lace up those boots, folks. Today, we're going deep into the Appalachian Mountains. We've got this memoir excerpt all about a wilderness survival program. And not just any program. This one, oh, it's court mandated. For teens, troubled teens.
Wow. So you're saying it's like survival skills meet some serious, intense, like psychological and emotional challenges?
Exactly. It's not your average summer camp. We're talking about 50 miles of hiking, then 250 miles canoeing down the Chattooga River. And our author is one of only two girls in this whole group.
I bet that adds a whole other layer to this whole survival thing. Like, imagine the pressure. You're a teenager, probably dealing with some stuff already. Then, boom, you're thrown into this crazy environment with a bunch of strangers, mostly guys.
Right. Talk about feeling isolated. Okay, but before they even hit the trail, there's this little detail. It grabbed me. One of the instructors, this guy named Mark, gives our author a dollar bill.
A dollar bill? What, like randomly?
Yeah, just a regular dollar. He tells her to hold on to it, doesn't explain why, and just says, give it back when we're done.
Interesting. Makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what was he doing there? Was it some kind of test? Or maybe, I don't know, a way to show he trusted her, especially with a teenager who's probably used to people not trusting them,
That's a great point. Okay, so the hike. Brutal. Heavy backpacks, the weather's all over the place. And the Appalachian Trail. Not exactly known for being easy.
Yeah, I can imagine. So it's not just like physically demanding. It's also, you've got to be mentally tough, right? Every step's a battle.
Totally. And then there's this moment, our author, she completely breaks down on this super steep hill, gasping for air. And the other kids, well, they're not exactly being supportive, let's say. Some are even making fun of her.
Ugh, that's rough. I guess when you're in a survival situation like that, things can get, kind of messed up. People start showing their true colors.
Exactly. It's like all those social dynamics, the pecking order, all that stuff, it just gets amplified. But even with all the struggle, there are these moments, little moments that are kind of funny. And they show how resourceful our author can be, like the story with the frozen water bottles.
Tell me about that. What happened?
So the instructor, he tells everyone, sleep with your water bottles so they don't freeze. Basic survival stuff.
Right.
But guess what? Our author, she's the only one who actually does it.
No way.
So she wakes up, nice drinkable water, everyone else stuck with a block of ice.
Oh, man. I bet that felt good. Like a little win in this whole crazy situation. Proving she can handle things, adapt.
For sure. But of course, the challenge is they just keep on coming. We're talking like blisters, so bad that she's like cursing with every step.
I can only imagine. That's got to mess with you, not just physically, but mentally too, right? You're in pain, tired, and surrounded by, well, not exactly the friendliest bunch.
It's a recipe for tension, for sure. And then it gets worse. They get like totally lost because their leader for the day, this guy Steve, he has absolutely zero sense of direction.
Oh, no.
Takes them on this ridiculous detour. They end up having to climb back up this muddy slope. It's brutal.
Talk about adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, in a situation like that, leadership, it's crucial.
Yeah.
One bad decision and the whole group suffers.
So they're back up this slippery, muddy slope. Everyone's miserable. And that's when we see this like shift between the author and Mark, the instructor, remember? The dollar bill guy.
Oh, right. The one who gave her that dollar bill at the beginning. Huh. So it's like maybe it wasn't so random after all.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in this moment, he becomes more than just an instructor,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like a mentor, almost.
Right, because she's at her lowest point. I mean, physically, emotionally, everything. Exhausted, covered in mud, probably still cursing those blisters.
Oh, for sure. And then, out of nowhere, Mark shows up right next to her.
But get this. He doesn't, offer to help or anything. He doesn't say, come on, you got this.
He doesn't. So what does he do?
He starts singing.
Singing. What's he singing?
Not like a real song, just this phrase. Over and over, strife and chaos.
Strife and chaos. What, is that supposed to be encouraging?
I know, right? It's so weird. But for the author, it's like this turning point.
Really? Why?
I think because it's so unexpected, it, breaks the tension. It's like suddenly they're sharing this weird, absurd moment in the middle of all this craziness.
I guess sometimes that's all you need, huh? A little bit of absurdity to get you through. Like a reminder that it's not all serious all the time.
And it makes you think about how people support each other. Sometimes it's not about giving advice or a pep talk. It's about just being there, offering something different.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes just having someone acknowledge what you're going through, that can be enough.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I see this sucks.
Right, right, validation. So they keep moving. And then they hit another challenge, a big one.
What, like even worse than the muddy hill?
Oh, yeah. Picture this. A rope bridge stretched across this, like, massive chasm.
Whoa. Like straight out of an action movie.
Exactly. And to make it even worse, the smaller kids, they're being tormented by the older ones as they're crossing, shaking the bridge, threatening to, drop them.
Jeez, that's messed up.
It is. It shows you how even when everyone's facing the same danger, there's still this need for some people to assert power,
And it's like they're saying, hey, even in a survival situation, there's still a hierarchy, and I'm at the top.
Yeah, and it makes the author think, okay, so when it's my turn, what are they going to do to me,
Oh, I bet she was terrified.
But here's the thing. They let her cross. No problem. No taunting. No shaking the bridge. Nothing.
Wow. So, like, a total change from how they treated everyone else. Huh. Interesting. Maybe they actually started to respect her a little bit.
Maybe. Or maybe they were just tired of being jerks. Who knows? But then there's the dollar bill.
The dollar bill. What about it?
Turns out she never gave it back to Mark.
She didn't. Wow. So it's like this symbol of their connection then, like a reminder of what he did for her.
Yeah. And it makes me think about how some things, you can't repay them with money, It's about something deeper. Gratitude. Respect.
Yeah. Yeah. Like recognizing the impact someone had on you, even if it was in a small way. And maybe acknowledging that you're still carrying a piece of that with you.
Makes you think, about how these experiences, they stay with you. It's not just about, like, learning how to build a fire or whatever.
Right. It's deeper than that. You're facing these, like, internal demons, too. Your fears.
Yeah.
Your limitations.
And you're figuring out, hey, maybe I'm stronger than I thought.
Exactly. And it's not just about, like, being tough, It's also about those connections you make. Even in these crazy situations, like the dollar bill, the weird song, they become these symbols, right, of support, understanding.
Yeah, totally. Like, even when everything's chaotic, you're not alone in it. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what really stuck with you from this story?
I think for me, it's that idea of strife and chaos. It's like a reminder that, yeah, life's going to throw some curveballs. We all face those moments where it's like, whoa, this is intense.
But it's in those moments, those tough moments, that we really grow.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, we find a little bit of beauty in the chaos, too.
And those connections, those people who help us along the way, they make all the difference.
Couldn't agree more. They're the ones who remind us that even in the midst of all that strife and chaos, we've got this.
We've got this. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.